single largest contributing factor to our trade deficit is crude oil. 60 cents of every dollar you spend on petroleum-based fuel goes out of the United States because we get 60% of our fuel from outside the borders of the United States. It's not a sustainable practice, it's an exhaustible resource. We need to come up with better ways to do that.
Rather than buying fuel thousands of miles away, shipping it thousands of miles, refining it, then shipping it thousands of miles again, and then burning it.
When you make a gallon of petroleum fuel, for 1 unit of energy that goes into making that gallon, it's a 0.8 back. So it's actually a negative energy balance when you're talking about the efficiency of it.
At Keystone BioFuels, our primary focus is to make biodiesel.
What is biodiesel? It's a great fuel. It's got a higher cetane rating. Equivalent would be octane for your gasoline engines. It's got a higher flash point, significantly higher flash point. It's 260 degrees versus petroleum, which is 150 degrees. The significance of that is it's a much safer product to transport.
Tailpipe emission reductions are significant. It's naturally sulfur-free. Biodiesel burns cleaner. If you run 20% biodiesel, you can see a linear 20% reduction in particulate matter.
From an economy standpoint, America's biodiesel industry will generate $24 billion of new economy over the next couple of years and create almost 40,000 new permanent jobs.
For every unit of energy that you put into diesel fuel, you get 0.8 units out. That's negative. Biodiesel, on the flip side of that, has a positive energy balance. It's actually more on the scale of a 3.2 to 1. So for every unit of energy you put in, you receive 3.2 units of energy out.
We have a mandate coming here in Pennsylvania that's going to be implemented sometime in the first quarter of next year, which is going to require 2% of biodiesel to be blended in every gallon of petroleum diesel.
So any gas station you go to in Pennsylvania that sells diesel come May 2010 will have a 2% blend. And as far as I'm aware, there are very few states, as a matter of fact, I can probably count them on one hand, that has actually taken this initiative to go green.
Well, when we put together not only the mandate, but we put together the incentives for biodiesel, it was very important that not only did we want to create it here, but we wanted to put opportunities here in Pennsylvania for not only the farm community and those investors.
We have multiple wins here. We can win for the producers of Pennsylvania, 63,000 farm families which have grown corn and soybeans and other crops that ultimately make their way into biofuels. But it's also critically important that we grow more of our own fuel in-house.
What we wanted to do here in Pennsylvania is to make sure that we were having production occurring here. And so we got involved with legislation to provide incentives to biodiesel as sort of a win-win because first of all, agriculture is our #1 industry, so we are actually an exporter of soybeans. So A, we can help our farmers and agriculture. B, we can make sure that the production that's going to happen in regard to biodiesel, for instance, would be happening here in Pennsylvania. And C, the mandates would help to provide just a better energy conscious source, something again less reliant upon foreign oil.
And any time that we can raise the price of something like soybeans that are the basic crop for biodiesel, it's good for Pennsylvania agriculture, it's good in keeping those farms in topsoil, and it's good for the entire state because those dollars are maintained right here in Pennsylvania. They're not exported to other countries that are in many cases hostile against the United States.
The more petroleum products that we buy from overseas, the less safe our country is. There's no doubt about that.
And so we were able to move legislation through. There were some challenges along the way, but it was very encouraging that we ended up with House and Senate support, bipartisan support in order to get this through, get it to the governor. And as a result of that, today we have Pennsylvania producers making biodiesel in order to meet the mandates in order to, again, provide a reliable energy source here, American-made, Pennsylvania-made.
We have a joint venture going on with Penn State Harrisburg on a second-generation feedstock. It's called Jatropha.
We think Jatropha is a very good direction to go.
This plant will be able to grow on abandoned mine strips and in marginal land. So again, you get out of the food for fuel of not taking a crop for soybean or corn. We're going to take land that is not good for those crops. I mean, you heard about how good the fuel is for the economy. People are still reluctant to take that first step forward.
When crude oil is long gone, biodiesel will still be here, and we'll still be able to do this practice by growing our own fuel.
I am completely supportive of biofuels in Pennsylvania, and I applaud anyone that's on that same bandwagon. It's simply what we need to do.
It was a great day seeing the legislation passed, and a special thank you to Keystone BioFuels for the good job of walking the halls of the Capitol and educating the legislature on how important this was going to be for Pennsylvania going forward.